There's a kind of tiredness that sleep doesn't fix, a kind of weight that doesn't show on your face, but lives quietly in your chest. Your day has been long. Too many expectations. Too many roles to hold all at once. You don't have to explain. Maybe that's what brought you here tonight. Not to be fixed. Not to be told what to do. But just to be held. In a space where nothing is expected of you. Where you don't have to carry the whole story. Just this one moment. And if that's you right now, if your thoughts feel crowded, if your body feels like it's been holding too much, then you're in the right place. Before we begin, if it feels safe to do so, take a moment to write in the comments below where you're listening from and what time it is for you right now. You don't have to say anything else. Just place and time. It may seem small, but it reminds us that across the world, others are listening too, resting too, carrying things just like you. The truth is, the ache of being human is something we all share. Feeling overwhelmed, feeling behind, feeling like we're not doing enough or being enough. These aren't flaws. They're signs that you care deeply. Maybe too deeply sometimes. You don't have to do anything right now. Not even try to relax. Just being here is enough. Let the sound guide you. Let the quiet between words hold you gently. Sometimes, simply listening is enough. Not needing effort. Not needing to try. Just being here. You are already practicing in this stillness. Meditation unfolds on its own. You are slowly changing without even realizing it. Just breathe. And from this quiet place, we'll begin. Explore the art of letting go. Letting go. Not of everything, but of what hurts to keep holding. Through small stories and soft reflections, we'll return to the freedom that's already within you. This will be done in your mind, in your breath, in your imagination. A way to let go without having to explain. To express without needing words. It's simple. And it's safe. And it's time to begin. Claire was 40, a single mother. And like many others, she had been holding her world together with two hands. No rest. No breaks. No one to catch her when she got tired. Her morning started before the sun came up. Packing lunches. Checking emails. Throwing clothes in the dryer while brushing her daughter's hair. Already thinking ahead to the next thing and the next. Her life was full of doing, managing, remembering, and holding space for everything and everyone except herself. For years, she told herself this was what strength looked like. She didn't complain, didn't ask for help. She believed being a good mother meant always showing up, always staying in control, always holding it all, even when she was falling apart inside. That day, It was something small. She had left work late, caught in traffic, and arrived at the school pickup line 20 minutes behind. Her daughter stood on the curb, arms crossed, face tight with frustration. As soon as Claire pulled up, she could feel it, the silent accusation, the disappointment in her child's eyes, the unspoken words, "You weren't here when I needed you." Claire opened the car door with an apology already forming. But before she could speak, her daughter snapped. "You're always late. Everyone else's mom was here on time." And then silence. Claire's hands tightened on the steering wheel as they drove home. She tried to breathe through it, to let it pass. But the comment kept echoing in her head. Not because it was unfair, but because it touched something raw. Something she had been trying so hard not to feel. At home, her daughter went straight to her room, slamming the door in that way only children can loud. Final. Unknowingly sharp, Claire stood in the kitchen, holding on to the edge of the sink, as if the cold metal could keep her grounded. Her chest felt heavy. Her eyes stung. But she wasn't angry at her daughter. She was angry at herself for being late, for never being enough, for always trying so hard and still feeling like she was failing. She had spent so long pretending to be okay that she didn't even know how to not pretend anymore. But that night, something gave. Claire didn't clean the kitchen. She didn't fold the laundry. She walked to her daughter's room, knocked once, and opened the door. Her daughter was lying on the bed, back turned, arms crossed. Claire sat down at the edge, took a slow breath, and said softly, "I'm tired." Her voice trembled, not from weakness, but from finally telling the truth. "I try so hard to do everything right, and sometimes I still get it wrong. I know I let you down today. I know you were scared and maybe embarrassed, and I'm sorry. But I'm also really tired." There was a pause, a long one. And then, without turning around, her daughter whispered, "I just didn't know where you were." Claire nodded, tears quietly falling down her face. "I know. And I should have told you sooner. I should have told you how hard it is to be strong all the time." For the first time, Claire allowed herself to be seen not as a perfect mom, not as someone who had it all together, but as a real, feeling human being. And in that moment, something softened between them. Her daughter didn't say much, but she rolled over, reached for her mom's hand, and held it tight. No blame, no shame, just presence. That night, Claire didn't feel like a failure. She didn't feel like a perfect mother either. She just felt real. And somehow, that was more than enough. The lesson was quiet but clear when we let go of the image we're trying to live up to. We give the people around us a chance to meet who we really are. We stop managing connection and start feeling it. Letting go doesn't mean doing less or caring less. It means releasing the pressure to always perform, always appear unbreakable. It means trusting that love can meet us even in our undone, imperfect moments. And sometimes, it's not the held together version of us that teaches others how to love. Sometimes, it's the one who finally says, "I can't do it all," and chooses, instead, to be honest. So if tonight you feel like you've been holding too much, if your body is tired from carrying all your roles and your heart is sore from pretending to be okay, know that even this breath you're taking now is an act of release. Even this listening is a step toward healing. You don't have to do it all. You never did. And now, let's take a few moments to breathe into that truth together. Maybe there's a part of you that has been holding it together for so long, trying to meet expectations, trying to be strong, trying to make sure no one sees you stumble. But here, in this still space, there is nothing you have to hold, nothing you have to perform. Take a slow, gentle breath in through your nose and let it go. Feel the air move in and out again and again. Let each breath be a small permission to soften, to let go. Now gently imagine yourself stepping out of the roles you've carried today. Imagine you are taking off a heavy coat, one layer at a time. Maybe it's the role of being the reliable one, the caretaker, the one who always has the answer, the one who never gets angry, the one who never falls apart. See yourself removing each one and placing it gently aside, like clothing you don't need to wear right now. There is no judgment in this space, only softness, only breath, only you, as you are. Now, bring your attention to your thoughts, just noticing what's present. Maybe your mind is still moving fast. Maybe it's looping through something you wish you had done better, or wondering if you forgot something important. That's okay. You don't have to stop the thoughts. You don't have to clear your mind. Just notice the movement, like watching leaves float on a river. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which they pass. You are the quiet that holds them. Now, gently shift your awareness into your body. Notice the feeling of the bed or floor beneath you, the weight of your body resting into it, the temperature of the air on your skin. Soften your jaw. Let your shoulders drop. Feel the heaviness of your arms, your legs. Let yourself be held completely. There is nothing you need to carry right now, nothing you need to fix repeat softly in your mind, I'm allowed to be tired. I am allowed to be myself. I don't need to do more. I don't need to be more. Let those words sink into your breath, into your muscles, into your bones. Let them be true. Just for this moment, you are enough even when you're resting, especially when you're resting. Now, imagine your mind slowly getting quieter, as if someone turned down the volume on a noisy room. Thoughts become distant, softer, slower, and your breath stays steady, calm, gentle. Your body knows how to rest. Your heart knows how to be still. Let sleep come when it's ready. There is no rush, no pressure, only this gentle fading into calm, into peace, into the deep, healing quiet that you deserve. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be yourself. Let everything else wait. And slowly, peacefully, sometimes the body feels tired, but the mind refuses to sleep. And when the future feels uncertain, it's often in the quiet of night that the loudest thoughts appear. This is a story about those thoughts and what happens when we stop trying to outrun them. Marcus was 38, successful by almost every standard he once dreamed of. He had built a solid career, owned a comfortable home, and managed a team that respected him. From the outside, everything looked like it was going well. But at night, when the meetings were over, the emails were sent, and the house was still, something inside him wouldn't stop spinning. His sleep had slowly become a ritual of restlessness, lying in bed, eyes wide open, body still, but mind racing through tomorrow before it had even arrived. The next presentation, the client who hadn't replied, the investor who had doubts, the subtle way someone looked at him in the hallway, the deadlines stacking up, the plans not yet made. He told himself this was normal, part of being ambitious, part of building something real. But he could feel it, how this constant projection into the future was slowly draining the life out of his present. One evening, after a particularly frustrating meeting that left him feeling misunderstood and behind, Marcus came home late. He tried to shake it off, the way he usually did. He poured a drink, scrolled on his phone, distracted himself with the noise of other people's lives. But nothing helped. The knot in his chest stayed tight. He got into bed and reached for his phone again, needing one more distraction. But the screen was black. Dead battery. He sighed, annoyed, then reached for the charger, but couldn't find it. For the first time in years, he had no glowing screen to stare at, no noise to pull him out of his thoughts, just darkness, just the ceiling, just the sound of his own breath. At first, It was uncomfortable. His thoughts came louder. What if tomorrow goes wrong? What if I said the wrong thing? What if I fail and don't even see it coming? But without his usual escape, and something began to shift. He noticed the way the air felt cooler on his skin. He noticed the faint sound of the wind outside. And then, something even smaller. The ticking of the old clock on his nightstand. Tick, tick, tick. It wasn't a sound he'd ever really paid attention to. But now, in the absence of everything else, it became the only sound in the room. And somehow, it wasn't irritating. It was steady. So steady that he began to breathe with it. Not on purpose, but naturally. Inhale. Tick. Exhale. Tick. The sound didn't ask him to do anything. It didn't rush him. It didn't expect a result. It just continued, slowly, patiently, completely in the now. Marcus stared at the ceiling, not thinking anymore, just listening. The future faded. The noise faded. And for the first time in a long time, something softened inside him. It wasn't a big moment. He didn't solve anything. But he noticed, really noticed, that the present was still here. That nothing bad was happening in this moment. And that maybe he didn't have to keep living 10 steps ahead of himself to feel safe. Maybe safety wasn't in control. Maybe it was in presence. That night, Marcus didn't fall asleep immediately. But he wasn't fighting anymore. He lay there with the ticking clock, breathing, being, and eventually, without meaning to, he drifted into a deep and quiet sleep. When he woke up the next morning, the sun was already rising. And for the first time in a while, he didn't reach for his phone. He just sat there, in silence, watching the light come in. And for a moment, that was enough. The lesson stayed with him, not as a rule to follow, but as a truth he could return to whenever the future felt too loud. He didn't need to have it all figured out. He didn't need to hold the whole world in his hands. He only needed to be here, in this breath, in this minute, with what was real and simple and already unfolding. The future, he realized, doesn't need to be controlled. It just needs to be met. One moment at a time. And that begins right now. If your thoughts are still circling around tomorrow, if you've been carrying the weight of what might happen, what needs to be done, what should have been said, let this be your gentle reminder. Right now, you don't have to fix tomorrow. This moment doesn't need anything from you. You don't need to be ready, or productive, or perfect. You only need to be here, just as you are, with this breath and this stillness Let's begin by arriving. Let's soften the grip we have on the future and slowly return to the present. You are safe here. No plans. No deadlines. No pressure. Just one breath. And then another. And another. Let them come naturally, like waves that roll in and roll out. You don't need to change your breath. Just notice it. Follow it like a thread that leads you back to yourself, back to this quiet place where nothing is missing. Now, imagine that the thoughts you've been holding all day, the schedules, the worries, the conversations that didn't go as planned. Imagine they're like papers scattered across a desk.
And you read them.
And you don't have to read them anymore. Just gently slide them aside. One by one. Let the desk be clear. Let the noise settle. Let the pressure fade. There's nothing you need to solve in this moment. Now picture yourself sitting in a quiet room, warm and dimly lit, with a soft chair beneath you. Nothing around you is asking for your attention. Not even your thoughts. There is only the soft sound of your breath and the gentle ticking of time. Not rushing, not pushing, just unfolding. Moment by moment, watch your thoughts as they come and go. You don't have to chase them, or judge them, or change them. If a thought about tomorrow appears, you can nod at it kindly. Then let it float past like a cloud in the sky. You are not your thoughts. You are the quiet awareness beneath them. Deeper, softer, still. Now, gently shift your attention to your body, your shoulders, your chest, your hands. Is there anywhere holding tension? Is there a part of you trying to stay alert for no reason? Let it soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let your belly loosen. Let your hands rest wherever they fall. There is no need to prepare for anything. You are already enough. Feel the weight of your body supported by the surface beneath you. You are grounded. You are safe. You are allowed to rest. In your own mind, whisper these truths. I don't have to fix everything right now. I am allowed to pause. I am allowed to be uncertain. I am allowed to rest without earning it. Let these words sink into your breath, into your chest, into your whole being. You can always come back to this. Now, gently let go of even these words. There is nothing more to do. You are not responsible for the world right now. You are not responsible for tomorrow. It will come when it comes. And you are free to sleep. Let your thoughts become quiet. Let your breath become slow. Let your body become still. And let sleep take you. In its own time, like a tide pulling you softly out to sea. You are safe here. You are home here. You are allowed to let go. Now. And now. And now. Sleep well. Sometimes pain doesn't shout. It just lingers quietly in the background of your days. Like a hum you can't quite turn off. And tonight, it returned without warning. Soft but sharp. She had only meant to scroll through her phone. Nothing special. Just passing time. But her thumb stopped when she saw it. A photo that made her breath catch. It was him, standing at the center of a wedding photo, smiling in a suit she didn't recognize, beside a woman she didn't know. And everything inside her went still, like the air had thickened, like her heart had forgotten how to beat for just a moment. She stared at the screen, not blinking, not breathing, only feeling something rise inside her that she had thought was long gone. She was 36 now, and it had been years since they had broken up. Years since they last spoke. But somehow, she had never really let go. Not completely. She still checked his page from time to time, not to interfere, not to reach out, just to see, just to feel close to something that once made sense. But this was final, and the finality stung more than she expected. Her chest tightened, as 1,000 small memories came rushing back, their conversations, their plans, the quiet hope she had secretly carried, the part of her that had imagined some distant future, where maybe he'd come back, maybe he'd realize, maybe it had all just been bad timing. But seeing him smiling like that made it clear he had moved on. And not just moved on, but chosen a life, built something new, something beautiful, without her in it. Even though she had known deep down, some part of her had never wanted to believe it. And now, she sat frozen, the phone still in her hand, her thumb hovering near his name. Without thinking, her body moved on its own, searching for the message box, maybe just to say, "Congratulations," or maybe something more raw. Like, "I saw your photo, and it broke me." Maybe just one more chance to be seen, to be remembered. But then something happened. Something small. Her hand trembled, not out of fear, but out of a strange awareness. And in that tremble, something inside her cracked open, and she laughed. It was not a happy laugh, nor a bitter one, just soft and tired. Like she had finally caught herself in the act of her own heartbreak. And she whispered, "You're hurting yourself, aren't you?" And it felt so true. She could almost cry. Not for him, but for the part of her that had been waiting, holding her breath all these years, hoping for a story that was never going to be written. She put the phone down slowly and let her head fall back against the couch, staring at the ceiling like it might give her answers. The silence in the room felt heavy and alive. And for the first time in a long time, She didn't run from it. She just sat there, breathing, letting the weight of the moment settle. Forgiveness, she realized, had nothing to do with him. It was about her. It was about choosing to live without carrying him inside every future she imagined. It was about letting herself walk away from the pain she kept feeding. Because pain only stays when you keep picking it up. And tonight, she decided to set it down. Not because it didn't matter, but because it had mattered too much. For too long. And she was tired. Not just from the memory of him, but from how often she had turned that memory against herself. Love doesn't always get a clean ending. Sometimes it just stops, and you're left holding a silence you don't know what to do with. But maybe silence is also where healing begins. She touched her own hand, gently, grounding herself, reminding herself that this was the life she had now, not perfect, but hers. If you're listening right now, maybe a part of you still feels the weight of a goodbye you didn't ask for. A love that didn't last the way you hoped. A chapter that closed while your heart was still wide open. It's okay. You're here now, and this moment is safe. You're not asked to forget or to move on before you're ready. You're only asked to breathe, to soften, to stay with yourself a little longer. You are not alone in what you feel. Loss is quiet. It doesn't always break you loudly. Sometimes it just stays like a name you don't speak anymore. Like a future that never arrived. And tonight, you're invited to gently let go. Not to erase what was, but to make space for what still can be. So as you lie down, let your body be supported. Let the bed hold your weight completely. Feel how the earth is beneath everything. Quietly steady, gently patient. Breathe in slowly through your nose and exhale softly through your mouth. Again, breathe in and let go. Let yourself imagine a small space inside your heart, a quiet room where you can place what you've been carrying, the memories, the longings, the questions left unanswered. In that room, there is no judgment, no pressure to be over it, only kindness. Imagine sitting there with that old love, not to relive it, but to say what was never said, to thank it for what it gave, to forgive it for what it couldn't become. You don't need perfect words, just presence, just truth, just breath. Now, notice your thoughts. If your mind wanders back to what could have been, that's okay. Let the thought come. Then let it pass, like a cloud across a gentle sky. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them come and go. You are the sky, not the storm. You are the ocean. not the wave. Bring your attention now to your body, your shoulders. Are they holding something for you? Let them drop. Let them soften. Notice your hands. Are they tense, as if still holding on to someone? Let them open just a little. Let your palms face up. Invite release. Now your chest. Feel it rise and fall with each breath. You are still here, still breathing, still whole, even with a broken heart, especially with a broken heart. Because this too is life. This too is love. In another form, love for yourself. Whisper gently, in your own way. I can let go and still honor what we had. I can set it down and still be grateful. I can move forward and still carry the softness. Let yourself believe that you are not betraying your heart by choosing peace. You are protecting it. You are tending to it. You are returning home. And now, there is nothing more to do. No one to impress. No story to rewrite. You are allowed to rest. Let each breath become slower, softer, deeper. Let the space behind your eyes relax. Let your jaw soften. Let your body know it is safe to release. There is no need to hold it anymore. Whatever you carried today, place it down by your side. You can return to it later. Or maybe you won't need to. For now, just be here. In this quiet, in this breath, in this peace that has waited for you all along. Sleep is near, and you are safe. Sometimes, the biggest storms happen in silence, not because of what was said, but because of everything that was ignored. He was 39 years old, and lately, it felt like every meeting drained a little more color from his face. His voice, when it came, was sharp. Too quick. Too loud. Not because he wanted to be rude, but because somewhere deep inside, he was tired of disappearing. He had good ideas, solid arguments, and careful logic. But somehow, whenever he spoke, the room just moved on, like his words never even touched the table. That day had been worse than usual. A heated discussion about a new client pitch. He had facts, strategy, clarity, but they kept circling around him like he wasn't even there. And then something in him snapped. He raised his voice, pushed his points, threw in sarcasm where there should have been calm, but still, blank stares. Awkward silence. Someone clearing their throat and changing the topic. Like his eruption didn't even leave a mark. He walked out of that meeting shaking, red with frustration, and slammed the car door harder than he meant to. inside the silence of the car, he sat frozen, knuckles white against the steering wheel, chest tight, heart angry. But not just angry at them, angry at how this kept happening. Again and again. Why did no one ever listen? Why did he always have to fight so hard just to be seen? And then, with his forehead leaning against the steering wheel, a quiet thought came. Not loud, not dramatic, just there. What exactly was he fighting for? Respect, validation, or something deeper? He stared at the dashboard, not seeing it, and realized maybe he had spent so many years trying to prove he was right that he never stopped to wonder what being right was even giving him. Peace. No. Connection. Not really. All he had now was tension in his body and a story in his head about how the world was against him. But was that true? Or was he just exhausted from trying to earn a seat at a table that kept asking him to shout? At that moment, something softened. Not because he forgave them, not yet, but because he saw himself, really saw the man he had become. Tense, reactive, always carrying a sword, even in a room where no one else was fighting. He remembered being a kid, sitting at the dinner table, talking too much and being told to be quiet. The adults are talking. Maybe that boy never left. Maybe he just grew up and kept trying to finish that same sentence. Kept trying to be heard. Kept trying to be right so no one would dismiss him again. But what if he didn't have to win anymore? What if the truth didn't need to be defended like a fortress, but simply lived quietly, like a tree growing, with no need to shout that it exists? Maybe some people won't ever understand his ideas. Maybe some rooms will never echo his voice back to him. But he could still know his worth. I still believe in his clarity, still live in his truth, without turning every meeting into a battleground. He took a long breath, deeper than usual, and noticed his shoulders were up by his ears. He let them fall, let the tension drop like a stone in water. No one was watching now. No one to perform for. And in that quiet, something returned to him. A sense of self that had been buried beneath all the effort. He realized he didn't want to be right if it meant losing who he was. He didn't want to keep proving himself at the cost of peace. The truth is still the truth, whether or not anyone claps for it, whether or not they nod in agreement. It remains, and so do you. In that car, alone but not lonely, he found a soft kind of truth, one that didn't scream or push, one that didn't need to win, just to be held. He drove home without replaying the meeting again, without rehearsing what he should have said. It didn't matter now. He was done carrying that weight. Not because he gave up, but because he remembered who he was beneath the armor. And sometimes, that remembering is the quietest victory of all. You don't have to prove anything right now. Not to anyone. Not even to yourself. This moment isn't asking you to be right, or strong, or clear. It's simply offering you a quiet space to rest. So if you are listening, perhaps it means you've been holding something for too long. Maybe a pressure to always be composed, always prepared, always on guard, but not here. Not now. Right now, you are safe to let that go. Let the air in the room meet you exactly as you are, with nothing more to fix or defend. Begin by noticing your breath, not changing it, just noticing it. Is it shallow or deep? Soft or uneven? However it comes, allow it. Let it move through you like a gentle tide. And as you settle into stillness, bring your attention to the center of your chest, to the space just behind your breastbone. Often, when we feel the need to prove ourselves, we carry that weight here, a tightness, a shield, a readiness to defend. See if you can feel into that area now. Maybe it's holding a tension you didn't even notice until this moment. Maybe it feels heavy or guarded. Just observe it without judgment. And now, gently invite that space to soften. You don't need to push or force it. Just the soft suggestion you can let this go. Imagine a warmth in your chest, like soft light expanding from the center, loosening what was tight, melting what was rigid. Let that warmth travel upward to your shoulders. We often carry the burden of needing to be right, or strong, or respected, and it sits heavy on our shoulders like a weight we've forgotten how to put down. Take a moment now to release that weight. Picture your shoulders dropping just a little, the muscles softening as if they've been given permission to rest. And they have. This is your permission. Allow gravity to help you now. There is nothing you need to hold up anymore. With each breath out, imagine the tension melting downward, out of your body, into the ground beneath you. And if thoughts come, thoughts about moments where you felt unheard, where you tried to prove yourself and it didn't land, let them pass through like birds in the sky. You don't need to chase them or explain them. Just see them and let them drift. No reaction is needed now. Only awareness. And now, say to yourself gently, inside your mind, I don't have to prove anything right now. I am allowed to rest. My worth is not measured by how well I argue or explain. I can release the need to be right. I can be exactly as I am. Even if no one understands me, I still belong. Even if I don't speak, I still have value. Let these words sink in, like soft rain soaking into the ground. You don't have to hold your truth like a sword anymore. You can simply live it. Quietly, peacefully, and now feel your body again. The weight of your head, the softness of your jaw. Let your arms rest beside you. Let your belly be soft. Let this moment be simple. Nothing to perform. No one to impress. You are safe. You are whole. You are already enough. And if sleep is near, let it come gently. You don't need to do anything to earn it. Not tonight. Just allow it to wrap around you like a warm blanket. Let your breath become slower now. Softer. Less needing to go anywhere. Say goodbye to the thoughts for now. They'll be there tomorrow if you still need them. But for now, you can let them fade. You've said enough. You've tried enough. Now it is time to rest and simply be. And now, slowly, we return after the stories, after the emotions, after the gentle unraveling. We come back to the present moment, maybe a little quieter than before, maybe a little softer. You weren't asked to change tonight, not to become someone else, not to fix yourself. These stories weren't meant to transform you, but to remind you that you were never broken to begin with. You are already enough, already whole, even in your uncertainty, even in your sadness. The stillness you're searching for was never far away. It has always been here, beneath the noise, beneath the effort. You don't have to reach for it. You only have to return. So let's return now. Gently. Come back to this body, this breath, this moment. Close your eyes if they're still open, and bring your awareness back inside, not to think or figure anything out, just to be here as you are, without pressure, without judgment, just awareness. And in this stillness, begin to notice what remains. Maybe there's a small feeling left from the day, a memory, a tension, a flicker of something unspoken. You don't have to name it or solve it. Just feel into it, like placing a hand on something warm. Maybe it's a quiet sadness, or a little fear, or something softer, like longing. Let it be here, without needing to go away. No resistance, no control, only presence. Let the feeling be exactly as it is, while you remain still beside it, like sitting quietly next to a friend. Let your breath move gently in and out, with no effort. And now, bring your breath to meet that feeling, not to push it away, not to smother it, but to be with it fully, as it is. Inhale gently and exhale with softness. Say to yourself quietly now, whatever feeling is here, I don't need to fight it. I don't need to run from it. I am allowed to feel this, and I am allowed to rest. Let the breath carry those words deeper, deeper into your chest, into your shoulders, into your belly. Your breath knows what to do. You are safe in this moment, even with everything you feel, especially with everything you feel. You don't have to be free of emotion to be at peace. You don't have to feel calm to be worthy of rest. Stillness is not the absence of feeling. It is the willingness to stay with yourself anyway. So breathe with yourself now, exactly as you are. No more fixing, no more resisting, just being. Let the edges soften. Let the breath slow down. Let yourself arrive fully in this quiet space. And if your mind begins to wander again, gently bring it back to this breath, this body, this softness. Come back again and again with patience. Each return is a small act of love. And now, one more time, say to yourself, whatever emotion is present, I am still allowed to rest. Feel the truth that settles in your body. Let it echo for a moment in silence. Then release the words. And release the need for words. Rest now. Let the quiet hold you. Just as you are already home. The day is done now, and you are here, safe, held by the stillness of this quiet hour, and nothing more is required of you. No more words to say. No more tasks to finish. No more proving or pushing or pleasing anyone. This moment belongs to you. Let your body feel that. Gently lie down. Or if you're already resting, soften just a little more. Imagine yourself in a space that welcomes rest. Perhaps a room dimly lit by the softness of night, where the air is cool and still, and a quiet ceiling fan turns above you. Or maybe the hum of something simple and familiar fills the silence. A low breeze, a distant rustle, the hush of everything slowing down. Feel the weight of your body settling into your bed, the sheets loose and kind around you, a soft blanket draped over your chest. Your limbs no longer needing to move or brace or perform. Allow the back of your head to feel heavier and your eyes to close without effort. Allow your shoulders to melt into the mattress, your hands to release whatever they've been holding all day. Let this room become a safe cocoon for your tired thoughts. And trust that for now, you do not need to change anything. The only thing to do is be here. Just notice your breath now, not trying to deepen or control it. Simply feel it as it is, the quiet rising of your belly as you breathe in, and the soft falling as you breathe out. The body knows how to breathe without effort, and so you can rest in that rhythm. Feel the breath expand like a small tide at your center, then roll gently away, again and again. And as you feel this breath, you might begin to whisper silently to yourself just the simplest truth. I can let go. I don't have to hold anything right now. Say it slowly, like a warm thought passing through. I can let go. With each breath, imagine something loosening. The need to be strong, the tension from earlier today, the leftover weight of things that didn't go your way. With every exhale, you soften your grip on the day. And if your mind wanders, that's okay. Thoughts may still rise like echoes in a cave. Memories of today, plans for tomorrow, or just the noise of a restless mind. You don't have to follow them. Just notice that you're thinking and gently return to the breath. That quiet rhythm, the belly rising and falling. Let it be an anchor in this sea of stillness. Now, imagine this simple idea sinking deeper into your body. Tonight, nothing needs to be fixed. Nothing needs to be explained. The world can wait until morning. Even the things that feel heavy right now will look different with the sun. For now, it is just you and this quiet permission to rest. Say to yourself, softly, I don't need to be right. I don't need to be ready. I don't need to do more. I am allowed to stop. You might begin to notice that your breath has slowed on its own, that your eyelids feel heavier now, that something inside you is leaning into peace. This is the moment when you remember that you are more than your thoughts, more than your efforts, more than the weight of any single day. Underneath all of that, there is a quiet self, still and whole, and you are allowed to return to that place now. No one else can do it for you, and no one can take it away. It lives beneath your worries, beneath your identity, beneath even your name. This soft truth that you are enough, not because of what you've done, but because you are here, breathing, being, existing in stillness. And in that stillness, may you sleep. May your thoughts grow distant, like clouds drifting across the night sky. May your body sink deeper into the earth's embrace, and may you dream not to escape, but to remember something simple and kind, that you are already home, that you don't have to reach for peace. It has already arrived, and you are already resting inside it.